With 6.5 million manuscript items and 17,000 books from pre-1850, the special collections have an amazing selection of material of immense richness and depth. We have, for instance, 5 kilometres of material that we hold in our storage areas. The material includes papers of 3 19th century Prime Ministers, so we have the papers of the 1st Duke of Wellington, 3rd Viscount Palmerston and Lord Melbourne. We have the papers of Earl Mountbatten of Burma, so we have the foundation papers for the states of Pakistan and India. The collections are open for anyone to use. They are used extensively for teaching and research at the university, and they support a vast array of dissertations, research projects, not just within the humanities but within environmental science, music and other disciplines as well.
I'm working on the poetry of F.T. Prince, who was a professor of English here. There's a really large archive of the poet Prince, who I'm studying, because he left his archive to the university, but he expressly said that he didn't want it to be opened until 100 years after his birth, which was in 2012. And so it's mainly not been, it's quite new material basically. And there's a large amount of it. There's lots of journals, there's lots of unpublished poetry.
I'm doing PhD which concerning the area of politics, gender equality and media. Because I'm analysing the position of women in British politics, it will be quite hard to do it without knowing the history and the fact that university is in the possession of materials which can help me to understand what legal, political and also social barriers women faced years ago when they wanted to enter the political world. I think it's just an opportunity like no others.
I specialise in 19th century politics, in particular the life and career of Lord Palmerston. So the archive here is incredible for me. It has all of the personal papers of Lord Palmerston that he left to the Broadlands Archive, which have since been moved here. So the archive contains all his semi-official and private correspondence, for example letters, notes, diary entries, journals, memorandums, speeches, and all of those are completely unique sources. They can't be accessed anywhere else in the world. Mainly the value of the sources is incredibly useful for me, and they're his personal insights. They're not things he meant to publish, so I can really get his personal understanding of events, and it really helps me in my work.
I am coming to the end of my first year PhD, with my PhD, which is about South African Jews in British entertainment. My research, the methodology is primarily interviews, so I'm going to be interviewing South African Jews who live and work in Britain and have contributed in some way to British entertainment. So far my research has sort of unearthed about 30 South African Jews who have made quite a profound impact in various ways, behind the scenes and publicly, very publicly, in British entertainment.
I say anyone wants to come here is looking to study history, it's a brilliant place to come. The archive is amazing, there's so much here for you to look at in any period of history as well. And it really draws you into the time period you want to engage with. It's nothing like reading a book, it's completely different.
Certainly the archive is extraordinary, the wealth of stuff that's in there. And also the English department as a whole is, I think, quite an exciting department.
The support of the tutors and the knowledge that all the secondary sources and primary sources you could possibly want are located here in the library.